Hello, my name is Valerie DeVilliers, and the name of my speech is Hurricanes. Devastation, destroy, crush, ruin, and garner words we never want to see come true. For many of years, hurricanes like Camille, Tracy, Hugo, Isaac, and Katrina have brought devastation to the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, the Carolinas, and even Australia. Hurricanes do more than just destroy homes, towns, and whole cities. They take lives too. Hurricanes are very prevalent and greatly affect many aspects of life. According to Ready.gov, all Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico coastal areas are subject to hurricanes. There is even a hurricane season that comes into play every year, and it lasts from June to November, with a peak season from August to late October. During this time, people living in these coastal areas have to be prepared and stay ready for any hurricanes that come their way. I have personally been face to face with hurricanes since I was born in Louisiana. I have lived here ever since I was born. I even experienced one of the most recent and devastating hurricanes, Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005 as a Category 5, and it killed over 1,800 people, destroyed miles and miles of homes and buildings, and caused major flooding in over 80% in New Orleans. When living in coastal areas, it is important to know about the science of hurricanes, the different strengths of hurricanes, and protective measures so you can be prepared during hurricane season. So get your rain coats and boots on because we're about to crash through hurricane science, flow through the strengths of hurricanes, and flow through the protective measures of keeping safe so we can breeze through hurricane season. First, let's crash through hurricane science. First thing we want to talk about is hurricane development. There's four main things that need to happen for a hurricane to develop. You need an energy source, which is the ocean. A hurricane cannot develop without a big body of water. And then you need an area of low pressure. Lower the pressure equals increase in hurricane strength. So the lower the pressure, the hurricane is going to increase its strength. This causes a tropical disturbance. And warm water is also needed, and usually 80 degrees Fahrenheit is usually what it takes to start this tropical disturbance. And then once the tropical disturbance starts, it can then form into a tropical depression, which then forms into a hurricane. Sufficient water vapor in the middle of the troposphere and moist warm air also help when creating a disturbance in the ocean, and low values of wind shear. When wind shears inhibit tropical formation, so when there's low values of wind shear, it's easier for tropical disturbance to form. Next, let's talk about hurricane structure. There are three main parts to the hurricane structure, and I have a picture I would like to show y'all to explain this. Here you have the eye, then the eye wall, and then the spiral bands. The eye is usually cloud-free and not much rain is going on. Sometimes it's so cloud-free that you can see sunshine during the day, or if the hurricane's hitting at night, you can see stars at night. And then around the eye is the eye wall, and this is the most ferocious part of the storm. It is able to produce very high winds and strong rain and even tornadoes. And the farther out you get, the less severe it gets. But the spiral bands are still bad and cause much damage. Here's another picture. This is Hurricane Wilma, and you can see there that there's the eye. It's very clear. And then around it is the eye wall, and it's very dark, meaning there's a lot of precipitation. And then as you farther get out, it gets lighter and lighter, meaning less precipitation. Now that we've went over hurricane structure, let's blow through learning about different categories and what is a hurricane before it becomes one. First, let's talk about tropical disturbance. This is the beginning of the storm in the ocean. This is when all four things that help develop a hurricane are happening, and the tropical disturbance starts to begin. And then, if conditions are consistent, the tropical disturbance will form into a tropical depression. According to Ready.gov, a tropical depression is a tropical cyclone that has winds up to 38 miles per hour. As the storm grows and gets bigger, it becomes a tropical storm. Wind ranges are from 39 to 79 miles per hour, and storms that never make it to hurricanes can still cause damage and devastation. And watch out, because here comes a hurricane. Powerful storms that can cause flooding, high winds, heavy rain, tornadoes, and even storm surges. Hurricane winds can range from 74 miles per hour to 156 miles per hour. The way that the Weather Channels and news usually categorize hurricanes is the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. The scale puts hurricane in categories from 1 through 5, 1 being less minimal and 5 being catastrophic. The higher the winds get, the higher the down the hurricane goes, all the way to 5, which is catastrophic. And if we can remember, Hurricane Katrina hit as a Category 5. That's why there was so much damage and devastation. And now that we have whipped through the different categories, let's stay safe as we breeze through hurricane season. Some steps that we can take to get ready for a hurricane is to make sure our home is secure and that you know you don't have to evacuate. And if you think that you need to, you should. You need to stock up on food and water. And if you're under sea level or your house is under flood insurance, is capable of flooding, you need to buy sandbags to place around your house to keep the water out. And then always make sure you have a plan just in case of emergencies and you need to evacuate. And things you should know to do during a hurricane is listen to the news and radio, stay away from windows, limit your use of opening your refrigerator just in case of power outages, and if weather gets worse, go into an interior room like a closet or a bathroom because this is the most safe because there's no windows. Now that we've blown through hurricane science, crashed through categories, and know how to stay safe during hurricane, we can now chill out and breeze through hurricane season. But we can always remember, and when hurricanes come, and we will always know when hurricane season is. From dealing with the crazies at Walmart, all the hurricane parties, and even seeing a hurricane in action. Even though we try to have fun with this year, let's make sure we're prepared next time one of these bad boys roll in. Thank you.